everyone, so today I want to show you this card. Now this is a 6x6 framed half hexagonal pop-up card, and I actually made, and this was my original design from 2 years ago, but I keep seeing on Pinterest different versions of this popping up from different people and I'm not credited on them, which doesn't surprise me because all it takes is for one person not to give credit and then other people see that particular video and they don't know where it come from, so that's just the way it goes. So that's fine, but I thought, you know what, since it seems to be popular shape at the moment, let me make another one of my own design. So this one I've done slightly differently. I think when I did it originally I didn't have these back pieces here, and the measurements were slightly different as well. So I've also done it in an 8x8. I think I did a 5x7. I'll try and link all the videos that I did originally in the description below so you can see them. This card that I'm doing today, I'm actually using my own papers. So I'm using this pad, which is the Silent Night pad, which hopefully will be out when this video goes up. I've literally just sent it off to be published yesterday at the time of filming, but hopefully it will be up and ready to go. So this will be out, and it's got lots of lovely, it's very similar to the digital kit I did, except for I've added in a couple of embellishments at the back, but you've got pretty much the same patterns in there. So yeah, it's a really nice pad, so go and check it out. The digital kit is also still available. That's on Etsy, so go check that out. The dies I've used on here, I've used In Love Art Shop Merry Christmas. That also comes with a really nice star. There's another one at the back there you can't really see. A couple of snowflakes and a little cluster of 3 stars. Again, you can't really, you can sort of see them. So that's one set. And then the other set that I've used is this tree. There's like 2 trees, 2 sets of trees, and then a little row of houses with little rooftops. So that's the other one I've used. So I'll link all of those in the description below, and I'll also link them in the top corner as I use them throughout the video. The card that I've used for the Merry Christmas, this beautiful rose gold, and also for the housetops, it's actually a Dovecraft rose gold mirror card, and I will link that in the description below as well, and I'll try and put a link up here. So yeah, so that's I think everything. It folds down flat, fits in an envelope for a 6x6, so let's get into it. Okay, so for this card you're going to need one piece of base card that is 6x6, and this one you are going to score at 2 inches and at 4 inches. Then you need 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 7, and you're going to score half an inch on either side, so you're going to score half an inch and at 6.5 inches. And you're also going to score at 2.5 inches and at 4.5 inches. So you're going to repeat the same on this one. So you're scoring at half an inch, at 2.5, at 4.5, and at 6.5. And then we're just going to fold and burnish all of our score lines on the 6x6. So these are all going the same way. So you should end up with that. And then these, again, you're just folding them all the same way. And then we're going to take our strips and we're going to put some red tape just on these tabs here. So all 4 tabs need red tape on them. So you should end up with that. So now what we're going to do is we need to decorate these panels here. So for this you need 6 pieces of mat that are 1.25 by 1.75, and 6 pieces of pattern that are 1 inch by 1.5. So these are going to go obviously all along there like that, and then all along here like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and stick these on first before we do these panels. You can do this middle panel if you want. You are going to need in total 3 panels of mat that need to be 1.75 by 5.75, and 3 pattern pieces that are 1.5 by 5.5. And so these are going to go on here like this, but I'm going to just stick the middle down for now, and then we'll stick these 2 on afterwards. Okay, so you should end up with that. Now what we're going to do is on these tabs, I'm just going to notch them just slightly. And then I'm going to take one of my pieces, and these are going to go on the front like that. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure, you can if you want put these around the back, but I just think if you do it this way you're not going to have problems, because otherwise you're going to have to trim this down a little bit because they probably won't fit round, and it also makes it a bit more bulky. So I'm going to stick it on the front like that because your pattern pieces are actually going to hide them. So we're going to take the backing off. Now I am going to be adding an extra thing, an extra item in here, but I want to put these on first because this needs to be hidden. These tabs need to be hidden. So I've taken one, the backing off one of the tabs, and I'm just going to stick that down like that. And then we're going to flip this back, take the backing off this side. If you do it like this, it just means then that you don't end up with it going wonky. So if we just bring this over like that, so that's that bottom section done, and then we're going to do the same on the top. Okay, so that is that put in. So now we can go ahead and add these pieces, and these are going to go in the sides here. And as you can see, it's a bit more fiddly to stick them in, but it just means you're hiding those pieces. If you want to, you can stick these two down, put that in, and then put this across, and then you've only got one piece that's fiddly, but it's fine. It's not that difficult. If you're using wet glue, it's easier. Obviously using tape, it's a bit more tricky. In fact, I think I will use, no, I'm not. I'm going to use tape. In fact, I might just do a bit of a mix of the two. My thought process behind using a mix of the two is that where the tabs are, I really want there to be tape, but then the rest of it can be glue. So I'm going to do a bit of a mix. So before we go further, I'm going to go ahead and put this white piece on the back. Now you can do a matte if you want, and then a white piece, and I thought I had done that, but anyway. So your white piece will either be the size of the pattern if you decide to go for that, or if you decide to go for the size of the mat and don't do a mat, then it will be the size of the mat. So that's going to go on the back. Okay, so that's the back done. So if you wanted to, you could put pattern paper here as well if you want to. I'm going to leave mine plain, or you could just have 3 white pieces. It's really up to you. So that is that done so far. Now I have this die cut here, which has come from In Love Art Shop, which I would have probably already mentioned. So don't forget to use my code ICED30, which will get you 30% off your order. Links in the description below, and I'll try and put a link to it up here in the corner. So I've cut this out. Now you'll see the line, see where the line is, that's where it should cut, but I've done a partial die cut. Same with this one, there's a bit of a line there, and that's where it should cut, but I've actually partially die cut it to make it slightly taller than it, than it should be. What we need to do now is we need to score this, because I want this to go in the back here, one there, and then I want this one in front of it, so that they kind of are like that in the back, and I want them to be flush with the back of the card. So for that reason, I'm going to need to score them. Now, because these actually measure 5.5, and my card is obviously 6, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shimmy that over so that this is 1/4 of an inch in, and that finishes at 5 3/4, and then I can score as I did per the card. So I can score at 2 inches, and I can score at 4 inches. And we're going to repeat that on this one. So I'm going to put this in, again line it up with 1/4 and 3/4, just get it kind of central, and then again score at 2 and at 4. And then I also have this, this also comes with that same die set. It's a little set of houses, and it's got roofs as well. Now this is going to be a bit more tricky to score, but nevertheless I would like to score it. So it measures about 4 1/4, so half of that is 2 1/8. So if I find halfway of 6, because that's the width of my card, and then measure 2 1/4 to the right, 1, 2, oh sorry, 2 1/8 to the right, which is there. So 1 1/8, that's where the edge needs to come to. And then on the other side, 5 1/8 is 2 1/8 that way. So now we can go ahead and score at 2 inches. And as I said, this isn't going to be easy because we're going to have to score through roofs and things, and at 4 inches. If you wanted to have it flat, you could. You just need to work out like a little box or some way of having it in so that it will do that. So then we're just going to go ahead and just fold this and bend it. It doesn't need to fold completely, just needs to fold enough that it's going to fit in the card. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over like that, and we're going to do the same with these. Now be aware that obviously doing any of this, because of the thickness of the card, you are going to end up with a bit of bulk quite happily, but thankfully this folds flat like this, so at least that helps. But these are going to go in and they're going to stick down. And I think what I'm going to do is stick one down first and just stick that in there so it lines up with the bottom like that, and stick that in. In fact, what I might do actually is I'm just going to stick the back in, and I'm going to leave this sticking forward like that, because it gives it a little bit extra dimension, and I think that might be a better idea. So let's just stick down this middle panel. So on hindsight, I think I prefer these actually stuck down fully, and then maybe just do the centre panel trick with this one, but that's fine. It's not going to be too difficult, because I can just kind of bring my card up and then just add some glue onto here and stick it down. Okay, so I've stuck the back down, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this down. I am just going to stick the middle. I think that is going to be all I'm going to want to stick it with. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should stick it with silicone glue, but I'm going to go straight with just normal glue and hope for the best. So yeah, I quite like the fact that that one isn't stuck on the sides, because it kind of gives it a bit more of a 3D look to it. Okay, so then what we want to do is I've cut out this Merry Christmas, which also comes with little star dies as well. I've got them all here, little snowflakes and a couple of other little stars. And so I want to stick those onto the back first, really, because the idea is this is going to go kind of maybe around here-ish, and then we're going to have our little bank of houses at the bottom here. I'm going to put them behind, I think. So that's the idea. I could put them going the other way at the front. I could have them actually there, but I prefer them here, I think. So I'm going to put those there like that, and then my Merry Christmas is going to go over the top like that. So what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a very thin line of red tape on here, and then I'm going to stick that behind there. So these don't have anything stuck on them, but I have got it sort of anchored elsewhere. Just need to make sure my score lines add up. And then what I'm going to do is these little stars, I'm just going to put them at the back in various places on the sides, maybe a couple at the top here. This is a little bit big, but I'm going to just tuck it just behind the houses, so it's like that. And I think that kind of works, because then it's the house, you know, it's kind of, there's only a little bit of the greeting that's behind. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead and stick the Merry Christmas sentiment on as well. Okay, so there you have the finished card. Hopefully you can see, the light's going a bit, but hopefully you can see at the back there, I've actually got to put a little cluster of stars in there. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with it. It looks really nice. And I quite like it tucked behind the house. So there you go. So that is what I've done. So this is, as I said, one of my previous original designs. The whole thing folds flat like that and will fit in an envelope for a 6x6 card. So yeah, so I hope you liked it. Make sure you go and check out my paper pads on Amazon. They're available on Amazon, so check them out. I'll put a link in the description to this one. This one's Silent Night. Make sure you go and check out In Love Art Shop. And use my code ICED30, which will get you 30% off up to the end of January 2025. So that's for these dies here, these, and all the little stars and the snowflakes. And yeah, I'll see you again next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.